After completely bombing at the box office, the live-action Lilo and Stitch may be the final nail in the coffin against Disney's never-ending brigade of live-action remakes. Oh, it broke records at the box office? I'm completely wrong and they made over $340 million in 1 week? And now it's worse because I'm repeating everything you're saying into the microphone? Oh. So we finally got my personally most anticipated live action they've ever made, and don't get me wrong, the whole trend is devoid of creativity and care, but ever since Lilo and Stitch live action was announced, the general consensus was overall positive. It felt like a shift in the right direction, especially after how Snow White was dragged through the mud. Rightfully so.
It's no longer 1937.
It made sense. If you've been to Disney in the past 10 years, Stitch merchandise is everywhere. In the past year alone, Lilo and Stitch products have made Disney over $2.5 billion. So the truth is, if any live action was inevitable, it was this one.
Yeah, I am Iron Stitch, snap finger.
If you know who this is, you should subscribe right now because we're gonna be friends. And if you don't know who this is, you should probably subscribe anyway. Stitch is an iconic Disney character with a story that on the surface seems simple, but there's key details and themes that transcend media. The original Lilo and Stitch had an in-depth and nuanced story of love, acceptance, understanding, and most important, Ohana.
Ohana means family. Family means nobody
gets left behind
or forgotten.
You sure about that?
There's layers of Hawaiian culture, sisterhood, grief, and identity in a movie disguised as a budding comedy about an alien befriending a little girl. So with that many core principles, how do we get here?
So I just got out of seeing the new Lilo and Stitch movie, and I'm mad.
According to Disney, Ohana no longer means family.
There's a bunch of issues with this movie, and I could spend all day going over each character flaw or illogical mistake they made to this Disney classic. Instead, while we go over these missteps, we can focus on the build up to this movie and why it felt different from the other remakes, and how this is what happens when you focus on marketing over storytelling. Lilo and Stitch have always been revolutionary in their ads. You may not remember, but for the 2002 release, they steamrolled over classic trailers and TV commercials, instead opting for spoofing ads, where we see Stitch animated in the classic Disney movie moments where he knocks a chandelier down in the Beauty and the Beast dance, or kicks Ariel off her rock in The Little Mermaid, or my personal favorite, when he rizzes up Jasmine and steals her off the magic carpet in Aladdin. This creativity stemmed from the team itself, with Chris Sanders mentioning in an interview they thought the idea of Stitch entering the Disney lineup was hilarious, as if he was invading the Disney universe. These commercials established a new tone for Disney marketing. And once the live action was announced, they stuck to similar strategies, releasing a teaser where Stitch is held up like Simba in The Lion King, or having Stitch destroy a sandcastle in the shape of Disney's castle. One of the most impactful that I remember the most is the Super Bowl ad, where he streaks on the field in the middle of the game, which allotted them over 120 million views in under 24 hours. But unlike the original marketing campaign, this was only the beginning. As a remake, there's already an air of confidence around the project to be successful and make a return on your investment. But during the marketing meeting for the animated movie, they were hesitant to risk muddying up their previous movies to promote this potential flop. But today, when the entire Disney brand team is already on your side, it takes marketing to new heights. In the last 3 months, Lilo and Stitch have had ads in everything from Marvel posters to Spam and Hawaiian rolls. They even created a full animatronic Stitch to scan tickets for the movie, drive a convertible around the theater, and pop out of popcorn buckets to jump scare people. They even had Stitch go TikTok live.
How many booms do you give chocolate chunk cookie? Stitch give it 4 booms. Boom, 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 plus 1, boom.
Imagine they had Rachel Zegler or Gal Gadot go TikTok live for Snow White. That would have been a slaughter. But these strategies brought Stitch alive even more. After only a few months of their marketing, Lilo and Stitch topped the charts as the most pre-sale tickets for the day of premiere. Unlike the Minecraft movie, where the box office success was ironic, Lilo and Stitch hit those numbers from fans who were willing and excited to spend $40 at the movie theater for a small soda and a box of Junior Mints. The marketing team wanted this movie to be the start of the summer, a Hawaiian roller coaster ride to kick off the season. Speaking of, they even got the winner of American Idol from last year to re-record the soundtrack. But with every good marketing decision, they made a bad one for the story.
Years of devotion and hard work, and this is how I'm rewarded?
You are right, big guy. That gerbil treats you like a pile of blitz snack.
If you think these live action remakes should just be a shot-for-shot recreation of the original, then you missed the opportunity for the original creator to expand on the story in a meaningful way that can reshape the narrative to a modern day comparison. In reality, these changes rarely make a positive difference, and in this case, the changes to Lilo and Stitch have killed it for anyone who grew up loving the original. It's important to point out that if you don't know the original, it's still a passable movie. This is a good movie. Like, it's not a bad film. It's just compared to the original story and what we know we could have had, made it way worse in retrospect. I wonder if they focused so heavily on marketing Stitch as this solo character invading Disney to avoid showing the changes they made to ruin other beloved characters, like Pleakley and Jumba. In general, the idea of an alien using nano or holographic technology to look human is so lazy and overdone and just ridiculous when your character design looks this good when you actually use it. It also ruins the original point of these characters who were oblivious to life and culture on Earth, thinking they would fool everyone with a wig and a mustache. Not to mention Jumba becoming the villain and having his accent ripped away so it could be played by Zach Galifianakis. And honestly, no shade to him, not even the man himself could give a reason why they got rid of it.
I think these days accents are I don't know how those decisions are made. Like, no German, no Russian, no accents. I mean, I can't really do voices anyway, so maybe that was what it was.
But fine, remove all that. Change characters. Remove the villain to make room for a deeper story about Nani and Lilo, a sister who is stricken with grief herself, but has to step up to raise a little girl who is constantly looked over and bullied. If you don't betray the core theme of Lilo and Stitch. Massive spoilers for the ending here, but Nani deciding to abandon Lilo to go study marine biology on the mainland, which don't even get me started on how illogical and idiotic that is since she lives on Hawaii, but it more so goes against everything this franchise has built over the past 23 years. Ohana means family, and family means no one gets left behind, unless it's convenient for you. They stripped this movie to the bare bones of Lilo and Stitch, taking away all the depth and layers that you notice when you rewatch the original as an adult. It's been sanitized and altered to an extent that it's easily consumable, but will leave you feeling empty. A part of me wonders if Disney knew these changes wouldn't do well with their core audience, so they went balls to the wall with guerrilla marketing, live streams, and fully articulated animatronics that do donuts around the Cinemark lobby. Look, I have so much respect for Chris Sanders and the creative team who worked on this movie. I know some of them have tried to defend themselves to appease the critics, like the director saying he tried to get Pleakley in drag, but in the end, despite all of our criticisms, the live-action Lilo and Stitch has become the third best live-action opening for Disney and absolutely cleaned up at the Memorial Day weekend box office. However, the lasting impact of this movie will not even be on the same playing field as the original. And to their credit, the marketing paid off tenfold. But when that's the core focus of your movie, 5 years from now, that will be the only thing people remember. Not the lessons of responsibility, acceptance, self-discovery, and family, but a self-mutilated version of a franchise which should have been the easiest win ever. Okay, maybe it's not that serious. I just think it's really annoying that their financial success is going to give them a lot more false confidence to do shit like this in the future and ruin more Disney classics. And like I said, no, it's not the worst movie you're ever going to see. And it's kind of impressive that Disney was able to successfully shift the public perception of these remakes for a time until the movie actually came out. But what are your thoughts on the live action Lilo and Stitch? Do you think this marketing strategy is going to be used in the future? I mean, they literally had a fully CGI Stitch in real interviews answering questions in real time. So I just hope any movie that uses this doesn't view the story as an afterthought after the marketing campaign. But subscribe now if you haven't already. I've been uploading pretty consistently, so go watch my other videos if you have the time. And as always, thanks for watching.